Hey guys, Zach Calhoun here. Excited to have you. Whether you're brand new at virtual tours or you've been a seasoned photography or digital media pro for a long time, this video series is the best virtual tour selling content you're gonna find. So pay close attention because I chat with Hurd out of Colorado, who's sold over 500 virtual tours in person, and he's showing us A to Z, every single step in his selling script, his selling process, what he does exactly, how he shows it, what objections he overcomes. As he says in an interview, sales is king. I do my very best to ask questions and poke and prod and pull out gold that I think you guys would have questions about as you go out there and provide this service in your local context. If you'd like to download this entire interview in one big file, scroll below the video, click the link, and I'll send it to you. And of course, join our Facebook group, Virtual Tour Profit. Just search in Facebook and you'll find it and request to join the group. And then lastly, check out cloudpano.com. Become a Pro Plus member today as we provide world-class 360 virtual tour software to the community. We're excited to have you here and enjoy the interview.
Yeah, and it doesn't always hurt to, just throw in a discount offer. If they're like right on the fence, they tell you what, and I'll frequently, if I want to go in and I want to make money now, right now, I was like, I want to go out, I'm going to make $600 or $800 today. Let's go get paid. And they're like, God, I don't know. Maybe, can you come back in a few days? I'll say, tell you what, I'll give you $100 off if we shoot now. Then I'm not coming back. I'm not wasting my time. You're 20 minutes away from my house, and then you want me to come back in a few days. And who knows if you're going to really be on board in 3 days when I come back. Let's make a decision. If we do it now, I'll throw you $100 off. And it really kind of depends. I'll offer more or less sometimes, depending on how many shoots I think it's going to require. Like a 25% discount sale. I'll do 25% off if we can do this right now. And if you can increase the sense of urgency when you're selling into somebody, that always helps. Like, this is an exploding deal. I'm constantly running a sale. And for me, particularly in the wintertime months, it is harder to sell because you want to get a nice outside shot, and it may be drab and there's no green on the or the trees, or no leaves here in Colorado. So if you're in California or Florida, someplace like that, it may not be quite as seasonal, but it is here. So in the wintertime, I'm always running that exploding deal, and it's always like, March, it's going to be nicer. It's February now. If you do it now, you're going to save X amount of money. And of course, I can always change my prices however I want. I'm like, in the summertime, it's $1,000, but right now it's only 600.
Exactly.
And then come summertime, I'm like, it's 700, but I'll give you $100 off if we do it now. And then it's still $600 for a quick, shoot.
Yeah, exactly.
Create that sense of urgency. That helps.
That's true. That's a really good point. People want an emotional reason to buy now. They just do. And I get that. Listen, we have that in our sales copy on Cloud Panel sometimes. It's just any business. Listen, guys, if you want to learn how to sell, you got to see how other folks are selling to help learn how you should be selling. What positioning or where to place your prospect. What areas of the brain are you jumping into to be able to make them say yes, right? Because at first they got all the walls up. You got to hop all those walls and then find that spot that's soft, and you make a transaction, right? Not try to not manipulate, but at the same time, people need to be sold to. And in my experience, people actually like to be sold to. Listen, I know this may sound crazy. Some folks don't like it, of course, but I've had a lot of experience where an owner of a company or a business is like, or a high-level executive, they're like just sitting there smiling like, come on, bro, pitch me. Give me the pitch. I'm excited about it. Make me say yes. Come on, get me excited. Folks like to be pitched to. And there's this weird perception that sales is like people don't like it. Maybe if you're a used car salesman or you're walking into a dealer, I get that. But, man, people love to be sold to, man. They want to be like cared for. It's a weird thing. I like that's my experience anyways when it comes to sales in general.
Oh, yeah. If you can connect with them like on an emotional level, and there's emotion involved in it, it's so much easier, So if you got to get them, if they're actually excited, and that's kind of goes back to like once you do one store, it's really easy to get the rest in because then you can show them how cool it is. And the 360 imaging is awesome. People are always like, wow, this is so cool when you show it to them. And that gets them excited, right then and there, they get a little shot of dopamine and like, that's cool. Like, how did you do that? Whoa, it looks like you're floating. And I'll kind of explain the process and they're like, that's above my head, but that's amazing that you can do this and get them excited. And then, increase that sense of urgency, give them a bit of a discount, say today, let's do it today. And I'll give you a big chunk off, and then, and there will be times I'll just look at an owner and say, ooh, this is going to be a tough sale. So I actually say, my pricing is $1,000 when normally I was thinking this is a $600 shoot. So then I can come and say, you know what? I don't have anything else to do today. I don't have any shoots scheduled. I'll give you a 50% off. I'll do it for $500 if we can do this today. And then I'm doing what would normally be a $600 deal for $500, which is worth it because I can get in and out in an hour. I spend 30 minutes maybe in post. And so it's an hour and a half worth of work. I make $500. Easy.
Yeah, that's good money. Okay. I want to go back to a couple of things. And there's two things that I think are important. I mean, one is niche selection, like how you get into those, but I want to come back to that. Two, I want to know when you walk in the door, you're walking in, you're stomping your feet, you're looking for the business owner, and then you say who you are. You explain in your words, like this is probably the same thing every time. What do you say? I want to know what it is.
It's easy. I walk in and hey, are you the owner? Hey, my name's Ty. I am a photographer and I do commercial business photography primarily for Google. Have you ever seen Google Street View? And they're like, yeah, I have. And I'm like, most of the time, 95% of the time, they say, yeah, I have. And I'm like, I do Street View photography for businesses. I can get you on Google Street View with that cool 360 tour. And I will always have my phone ready with the tour Street View already open. I'm like, yeah, check this out. And if I've done somebody nearby, that's the tour that I've got preloaded. And I'm like, yeah, this is what I do. And I'm like, oh, and by the way, if you want to get your business on this Google Street View app, which happens to have over 1 billion users, you have to have a 360 tour. There's the only way to get on it. So this app is strictly for 360 tours of businesses that are listed on Google. So if you want to reach this potential audience of 1 billion users, you got to be on this app. But it'll also show up on Google Maps. It'll show up on Google.com. Heck, if people zoom in far enough, it'll show up on Google Earth. So, and everybody's familiar with, all of these platforms, especially, Google.com. And it's good to have, something ready. Show it to them. Yeah, it's just like this. This is what we did next door for Jane. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then I always just transition directly into, and I offer another service, and it's called keyword photography, where I can go in and we can take pictures of interesting elements. I see that it's a gift store, so you've got a million cool things to shoot in here. We've always got to get a good facade shot, a professionally done shot of the front of the building. So when people are looking for your business and they find it on Google Maps, and if you've got pictures and a tour, you're more likely to have people find you on Google. But when they do, they got to have a picture, a reference of where they're going. And you're going to get a lot of views on a nice facade shot. Yeah. And then I just kind of wing it, So then I let them, I engage and I go, okay, and I feel them out a little bit. Where are they going?
Yeah.
And
go ahead. Sorry, keep going.
No, I was going to say, sometimes then it's easy. They're like, all right, yeah, that's cool. I've seen it before. I just had no idea how to get it done.
Yeah.
I didn't even know, I know it's a thing, but I never really thought about how it's done. I thought that, it's a big hassle and they went through Google and they spent a lot of money on it.
So at that point, so there's different paths you can go down in that sales process, right? And you understand those paths well. So let's say you hit that guy and he knows what it is and he says, well, I still don't know how to get on there. Like, okay, a perfect qualified lead, knows what it is, wants to be on it. You have access to be able to get on it. Okay, great. Okay, that's like, so now how do you show them, because you have your app open, you're ready to show them, but how do you show them pricing? Do you have a piece of paper you bust out, or you say, here's the cost?
It's all verbal. Yeah, so it's all verbal. So generally, my pricing, and I'll just be open with it, it's $600 for a 360 tour, and that will include up to 5 panos and up to 12 or so keywords. I always overshoot the keyword photos. I'll do more. It's always better to over deliver than under promise or whatever. Yeah. So and that also then helps with referrals, because you always want to ask, once you're done with the customer, say, now who do you know that I can go talk to? Because then you can drop a name that works really well. Referrals are key. And
Yeah.
you're way more likely to get great referrals if you've come back and you've said, okay, we agreed to 6 panos and 10 to 12 keyword photos. Well, check it out. I posted 20 keyword photos for you. So almost double. All right. Here's your amazing 360s. And they're just like, oh my God, this is so amazing. Thank you so much. And at that point, I've definitely helped them with the Facebook stuff, making sure they're doing the Google posts. I go in and I want to educate them on how they can really maximize their presence on Google.
So you come back, so you shoot, so you might sell one day, shoot one day, then come back and deliver the product, like say show it all off. Is that what you do?
So oftentimes with referrals, it depends. It always kind of varies. So if they're close by and I'm in the area, I may drop by and say, hey, I just wanted to let you know, here's all your photos, but I'll always provide a download link so that they can use these 360 images if they want in like their Facebook group or their Facebook page. So Facebook's very 360 friendly. So I'm like, definitely post these 360 images to your Facebook, and do me a favor if you do, make sure that you tag me in them. And so that helps get me a little exposure. And I try not to go back too often. So usually I will shoot and then go get paid once everything's done. Or even oftentimes, if they're 50 miles away, I'm going to do the shoot and I'm going to ask them for a check. And very rarely by this point are they wary of giving me a check before I've delivered the product. It's very rare. Every now and then someone will say, well, how do I know you're going to follow through and I'm going to get these photos? I'll say you're more than welcome to hop on Facebook or Google. I have a business listing on both. Check out my reviews. I've got nothing but 5-star reviews, and I can promise you if I ever stiffed anybody, that would be the big 1-star review lingering there. And that almost always clears up that objection right there. I think out of hundreds of tours, 1 or 2 said, okay, well, can I give you 50% now and then 50% later? And okay, that's fine. You go ahead and give me 50% now. It's best if you can mitigate your travel time and going back and forth and, get it done. You want to go and make money and leave, go home and you've been paid, you're done. And then you follow up with an email saying, okay, here's links to the tour on Google. Here's the code you need to install it on your website. So if they want to put the hosted tour on their website. And I just put everything in like a Dropbox folder, and I've got the code in a notepad so they can just open it up, copy and paste it, put it on their site. If they manage their own website and they're like, well, I don't know how to do it. I may provide some written instruction. I'm like, here's exactly what you're going to need to do to put it on your website like that. And by the way, if you've got any referrals, I would really appreciate it. And I'll just include that in the email. And 95% of the time, they'll come back and say, oh yeah, I know business owner X, Y, and Z. Here's his information, go hit him up. And then that makes the selling to that person so much easier because you can say,
like butter.
This person referred me, check out what I've done. But I will always go into that business in person. I'm not going to, I'll have a phone number or an email. Okay. I go, great. No, I'm going in and I'm talking to this person in person, show them what I did for their friend. And they're like, oh yeah, this is cool. They're like, yeah, if Betty over there did it, I'm down. Let's do it. And oftentimes it's just that easy.
Hey guys, thanks for watching this section of the interview. If you want this entire interview, an hour and a half, sent to your inbox, scroll below the video, click on the link and I'll send it to you. Also, join our Facebook group, Virtual Tour Profit, and of course, sign up and become a Pro Plus member on cloudpano.com and receive all our full features, use your own domain name, and host your virtual tours for life. We appreciate you guys being a part of the community, and we're excited to see you grow your business. I'll catch you in the next interview.